Hmm. Welcome at sharing time here at Life of a Happy CEO. I feel really frustrated, angry, lost, and I don't know the right words to describe my emotions in English. I feel like this sharing video is just some desperate attempt of me to deal with the situation because I don't know how to deal with it. I now feel like I don't dare to tell you anymore what's going on because it will seem like such a small thing and you will be surprised why that gets me down so much. But it's not a small thing for me. I have to switch health insurance probably to Germany, and it's so fucking much more expensive here. And I just got a call from an insurance company that said if I want to be insured here, and I am in a company that isn't providing me any income so far, it would mean I have to pay 360 euros. Like, what the fuck? In the Netherlands, when you have your own company that isn't making you any money, you pay 100 euros for health insurance, and the government pays you about the same amount of money to pay for your health insurance. And if you take like a really cheap one, you can even not be, you don't have to spend any money because the amount of money the government gives you to spend on your health insurance is enough. And now here I am, like 360 euros. That's more than my rent used to be in the Netherlands. It's really sickens me. And I just feel so out of control. I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, like, I feel so not powerful. I feel so objected to their rules, and like I just have to be with that, and I can't change it, and maybe I will. I mean, I feel like I don't want to settle for a solution that doesn't feel joyful, and at the same time I feel like, oh my fucking god, how am I going to figure out this in a way that is working for me? And I don't feel much for trying to figure out if I can get money from the government here, because that on itself is so much work. And a friend told me that I probably have to visit the government building like 4 times before I can even get it. And then I don't know if I could, I mean, I don't feel like it will be 360 euros, and the same friend told me that when he wasn't earning any money, he still had to pay 150 euros for his health insurance. What kind of crazy country is this? This is like the first time in my life I feel good about the Netherlands, the Dutch government, and its systems, because at least if you don't make any money, you don't have to pay any fucking money. And it's also much more complicated because everything is in German, and every time I call people to ask if they can tell it to me in English, their English is so hard to understand, and often they say things like, oh, I don't speak English, I have to ask a colleague, we will call you back in a few days. And this is Germany, this is like just a neighbor country of where I used to live, and I sort of speak German and still everything is so complicated. I can't imagine what it would be like if you would immigrate to a country that's in like a different continent and you don't speak the language. It feels like fucking impossible right now. And I feel like I shouldn't even upload this, because it's just me mocking about this and it's not bringing me closer. And sometimes there are like this light moments, which fades very fast as well. Oh my god, I so much can't be optimistic right now. I just feel fucked and I want to scream at someone and be angry and and smash stuff. But then that it doesn't hurt me and that it isn't my stuff. I want to burn down the insurance building. I didn't even feel like paying €100 for my insurance because it just feels like a stupid thing I pay, and I'm young and healthy, and if there's something wrong with me, the doctors can never help me, so I don't feel like health insurance is bringing anything to my life, really. But you're like, the law says that you have to be insured. I feel like I shouldn't have moved to Germany at all. Oh my god, and I know that staying in the Netherlands wouldn't have been the right option either. And that makes me so very frustrated that nothing seems to be alright. And I really feel that's general problem that they describe what we have now that we have so many choices. Like, as an entrepreneur, you have even more choices, and every fucking moment of the day I have to decide what I should do. And this can sometimes be so draining on days like this. Like, there are like 10 possible options in my head. I could have a fuck everything day. I'm just going to play games and watch television, and I know that actually doesn't make me happy today. Sometimes it's the great thing to do, but I know it's actually not, but I don't feel like doing anything else. I could just lay in my bed and cry all day. I could be really brave and take the next step into this insurance thing and figure out if I can get help from the government or if I can somehow stay insured in the Netherlands. I could just have a normal working day, working on my company, trying to make some money to pay all this stupid stuff from. I also have a sick rabbit here that needs my attention, and it feels like it's way too much. I wish I could at least make the amount of money needed to pay someone to figure these things out for me. Just someone who says what I need to do to be in the best financial situation. That was the other option, just going through the Lucky Bitch bootcamp all day, trying to figure out my money blocks and why it's so difficult for me to make money. I feel so fucked up. I feel like I could go on like this for an hour and things wouldn't change. And it makes it so unbearable to be with myself today. And I feel really shitty about my launches again. Like, I started to feel good once I made the €500 in my last launch. And then I was at a webinar yesterday, and they're from Melissa Griffin, and she told, like, oh, I had a really small launch for my first e-course, and it didn't really mean much. I just made $1,700, and it was only the beginning, you know. My second launch brought me in 23,000, yes, 23,000 in pre-sale alone. And I just, it makes me so angry. Like, I really feel supportive of Melissa, and she's really great, but when she just goes about $1,700 as if it's a small thing, I feel so much like, okay, so how am I supposed to feel about my €100 then? You know? Even more shittier than I already did? Why seem there to be all these people around who succeed the very first time? And I mean, even if it's like small, I mean, yeah, it wasn't a stupid story of, oh, how I made 50,000 in my first launch ever as a beginner, as a I didn't know what I was doing type of guy. That makes me even more mad. Because it's never like, oh, how I lost all my fucking money on my first launch. How I just was so fucking disappointing. How can I be the only person who has that kind of story? What the fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with this world? And I don't know if it's true, you know? Should I really feel shitty about this? Or is this actually pretty average, but nobody talks about our €100 launches in public because it's so shameful? Because nobody does it. Stupid culture. So then I asked her, Melissa's assistant, like, okay, so does that mean there's something wrong with me that I just made 100 euros? And he replied with like, well, 1700 is a good start. You should definitely be able to make more than 100 euros in your first launch. Just pay good attention to the webinar and take notes. And then I watched the webinar and I really was like, okay, I already know all this shit already. And like, oh fuck, I do have the education by now. I understand why I made only 100 euros in my first launch, of course. Like, I had a small mailing list. I didn't really know what I was doing, although I was really launching, like, with the videos and the webinar. But then really that second time when I also made 100 euros, and it was for a broader audience, and I was using Amy Porterfield's strategy, which, like, brings a lot of people, a lot of money. But, oh, what did I do wrong? And now 500 euros to me felt like, oh, so now things are starting to work. This is awesome. And probably it worked because now I'm educated and I have a larger list and I feel really passionate about his self-love course and I dare to ask a higher price and all these things probably contributed to making like 500 euros. And then Melissa comes crushing over saying like, oh, 1700 for my first launch. And then I feel shitty again and like 500 euros is apparently not that much money and that I should feel really worried about myself. Why am I even an entrepreneur? I still, like, I can't really ask myself that question. Like, my mind and my sort of on the surface level, I can go like, oh, I'm probably not supposed to be an entrepreneur. But to be honest, deep down, I just feel like I am. Even if it wasn't for the fact that I'm just not suitable for any other kind of work. But no, that's not true. That's devaluating myself. I know I can be a good entrepreneur. And I'm declaring it in public here, although my results are not there. I just deep down know that I'm going to be successful one day. And I don't care if you think I'm crazy for believing this or that I'm arrogant or anything. Well, I do care. I really rather have you not thinking that. But even if you're thinking that, I just have to say it and be honest about this because I really do feel like that. I am kind of nice, right? Not for everyone, of course, and I can be fucking annoying as well. Especially today, I feel like that when I'm in this low energy. But at the same time, I do have wonderful ideas, and I do have courage, and I do have persistence, and I do have a good business education by now. I am a smart person, I can learn. I am empathic, I can understand how people feel and what they need from me, and of course I am a beginner as well and I have to figure things out and I make a lot of mistakes and I have launches that don't work, but I really feel deep down that this isn't going to be like this forever and that I just have to learn things. I am not even sure what, maybe fix money blocks, maybe get more into the content of all the courses I bought on business education. Maybe just having some patience and waiting for my audience to grow. But something is going to change someday. And that's why I'm here. Yes, that's why you're here, Luz. That's why you're going through all the shit. Someday you will have this happy, free, rich. No, I don't like the word rich. I like abundant more. It's like the whole package. Abundant life. Yes, you will feel so abundant and so free and so joyful. And there will be an accountant who takes care of all the financial shit. And he'll be happy to do it. And you'll be happy not to do it. And it will be great. And you will make so much more money by hiring me that it won't feel like you're giving any money to him. You're just receiving money. And it will be so amazing. I know you can get there. Just keep hanging on a little bit longer. Yes. I know we both can. Because I stopped not believing in anyone at all. Like, no, it's the other way around. I stopped not believing in anyone at all. I don't get that sentence. I mean, I don't believe there would even be one person in this world who wouldn't be able to succeed in their dreams. That's what I believe. And I do not believe this as some kind of optimistic reason. I used to believe it because of kind of optimistic reasons, and this was a good start to start believing in it. But I've now kind of, how do I say it? Like, I heard the stories by now, I've seen people by now, and I truly believe that if you keep hanging on and don't give up, you can really make so much happen. And maybe not as fast as you'd like to, and maybe not in the way you'd like to, but you can make much, much more happen than you can think when you doubt yourself. I feel like this isn't really getting across in the right way. Oh my god, here's Luz trying to be inspirational, not being able to express herself. So, if I can be like this and still feel successful in the future, you can too, I hope. If not, watch some more If not, watch some more showing videos, see more of my shit, and know that we're just really the same, probably, or you're already successful, which is really great for you if you're not like me. But I mean, if you're like in the sort of same position as I am right now, and if you're not feeling as successful as you'd like to, then really know that this is not how it's going to be for everyone, and that we're both going to get out of this, and we're both going to feel really joyful and abundant one day. And then you can email me and say like, whoa, what the fuck, it was true, let's have a happy rich party together, and we'll do that. I'd love to. Yeah, I feel like I should press the stop button by now. Still feel like I shouldn't share this. Still feel like I shouldn't make videos that are 20 minutes long. Still I'm doing it. Everything that is needed to get where I want to go.